What's up, everybody? In this video we are reviewing Dan Bilzerian's The Setup. Just finished this book recently. I make a summary of or review of every book that I read on this channel. So welcome here if you're new. Drop a like and subscribe for this video before we dive in. If you're one of the few people who read books these days, I believe, or I see, it seems that a lot of people are not reading books anymore, but if you're one of those people, then subscribe. I think you belong to this channel. There's a bunch of book reviews here. But anyways, so let's talk about this book. What did I learn from it? What did I like about it? So it's not too long. It's a fairly quick read, but still very entertaining, good book. It might look thick to read, but it's actually super big font and chapters are not super long, so you can get through this a lot. There's a lot of pictures too in this book. So you probably know him already from social media, from Instagram especially. He gained, I think, a following of over 30 million people. I don't know how much it's right now. He's known for the woman, of course, and the wild lifestyle. So what can you learn from this book? I think there was like two main points. So it's an autobiography, by the way. He wrote it himself. Great book. I think a little bit on the pricier side. When I ordered this from Amazon, at least here in Spain, it was pretty high price. If I'm not wrong, if I don't remember wrong, I think it was closer to, if not higher, if not more than 100 euros. But anyways, interesting, entertaining book. I always love reading biographies. Those are my favorite books. Autobiography or not, I think biographies are great. You can read them like in the evening to kind of wind down. This kind of reminded me of The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort's book, wild life story, super crazy stuff that he's doing also. That's always entertaining, of course. So I give points to this book for the entertainment value, first of all, and then there's a couple of things I think you can kind of pull from it, few ideas, few takeaways, although I don't know how many people can really replicate his life. I think he's a good example of a little bit some people who get lucky. I'm not saying he's just lucky, but lucky risk taker. That's what I would say. Like, he took incredible amounts of risk in his life, because if he gambled his money, first of all, I think he got, or I read in the book, he got some kind of large check from his father, I think maybe $200,000 or $100,000 or something, and he decided to use that for gambling. And I think that's the part that people really hate on him, that they really think that he's just lucky, but that he actually took the risk and learned to play poker and everything. I think people have a hard time accepting that. They get really mad about that, like that he actually had to take risk and work hard, and he's not just some lucky bastard. But yeah, he actually had a career in poker. Before that, he also went to the US Navy, became a Navy SEAL, if I'm not wrong. He failed a few times, I think, but I think eventually he became Navy SEAL. So that's the first lesson from this book, is, like the name says, the set up. How do you want to set up your life? Set it up so that you can do the work up front, and then afterwards you can actually enjoy a better quality of life. A lot of people don't do that. They do the opposite. They go to university just to party. They don't really learn anything. They maybe get the wrong degree. You really need to set up your life in a way where, okay, I want to have a high income. Maybe you become a lawyer or doctor or surgeon or whatever, dentist. Maybe that's your life path. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you want to set up your life so you're gonna really work hard in your 20s. And set up, put the work in up front, and then later you can enjoy the rewards. Or maybe it's even just something smaller, like you set up your Instagram right for dating. So when you talk to women on Instagram, you have a great profile, you have great pictures. Or you set up your Instagram for business, when you put out a lot of good content, gain your following, you do a lot of hard work up front. Later off, it's going to pay off. It's actually crazy if you think about it. Like, it just keeps adding up. Like, the more followers you gain, the more content you put out, the more professional and valuable your profile becomes. It's like an asset. or you put money aside to real estate, invest. That's kind of also set up. You're setting up your life by making some sacrifices, working hard up front, and then you enjoy later. That's the main thing here. Again, I don't think it's a replicable strategy really to play poker to become rich. But yeah, it's a wild thing how much money those people make in poker. I wouldn't do it, but for some people, I don't know, it's a really risky strategy. Maybe there's better options for if you want to become financially successful, because I think just a lot of people who also play poker, they just become financially really unsuccessful because they literally lose everything. But then on the woman side of things, because you also probably want to read this book, maybe you're single, maybe you're trying to figure out like why do all of these beautiful women have so much attraction for this guy. Like in the end, he's like he says, I think himself, he's just average guy. He's not above average height or above average good looking or anything like that. But why are those women just why is he in such high demand? So one of that is actually the pre-selection that he talks about in this book. And if you read books like Influence, they talk about the psychology of like social proof or pre-selection in more specifically pre-selection in this dating context. So like me, I always tended to think that okay, he's famous and what I'm trying to say is what I always thought myself about him is that okay, he's famous and super successful and wealthy. Of course, women are going to want him, but that's not all. Why he's so wanted by women is actually the pre-selection in and of itself. I think that's actually even more important than the wealth and the success and the fame. Having a lot of followers on Instagram is the fact that you see him always with beautiful women, and beautiful women are going to see, okay, he's with other beautiful women, that must mean that I should also want him. Like, it's just like you walk in the city, you see a restaurant that is completely empty, you don't see anyone there, you don't see any reviews or anything on Google, you're probably gonna pass. But if you see a restaurant where there's almost 5-star reviews on Google, and then also outside the restaurants there's a line of people, you're gonna think, okay, that restaurant must have some of the best foods in town. That's just how it works, but in reality, the restaurant that was empty might have actually much better food, but nobody actually went there or reviewed it. There's no social proof. So that's the thing. So why women are really chasing this guy so much is because they see him with so many women, and that triggers them to want him much more. So that pre-selection is super important. You can also use that in dating. You can also use that with your Instagram. Post a story or picture or something with a beautiful woman, and you might notice that that other women want you more also. Or if you go out walking with a girlfriend or a friend who is a girl or whatever, just pay attention to how people are going to look at you differently. You walk alone to a bar or a shopping mall or anywhere, people are going to look at you like, he's probably like some creepy guy. But when you walk in or you walk somewhere with a pretty girl next to you, just look how the women are going to look at you. They're going to have completely different expression on their face, and they're probably more women are going to look at you also. So that's a huge kind of takeaway or new idea from this book. It's definitely the psychology. So I'm not saying it's the goal necessarily to be someone like him, like a player who has always different women all the time. But I think in the modern world, it's not like you just live in your small town and you're gonna meet a pretty girl, you're gonna get married. Because of social media, everything has changed now. Every woman can see every other man, they can see every successful, attractive person in the world from Instagram and every other social media platform. And it seems like the world is a little bit going to the direction where guys like him are getting a lot of attraction, they're in high demand, and then a lot of people just don't seem to be even seen. So even if you just want to find that one person who you're going to marry, maybe you need to get a little bit like him still. probably never going to get like him. It gets pretty wild in this book. Like it's pretty unheard of stuff that he literally doesn't even have just a different woman every day, but there's literally multiple women every single day wanting him. But that's not necessarily the goal for everyone. But what I'm saying is that even if you want just that one girlfriend or wife or whatever, you probably want to set up your life in a way where it seems like you have a ton of attraction from a lot of women. Even if you're committed to one person, you probably might want to have still women around you to cause that pre-selection trigger. Without that, it's kind of like you're the restaurant that is empty and nobody wants to go to the empty restaurant. So that's the key here, social proof. So just setting up your life the right way, the social proof or pre-selection, I think those are the things you can learn from this book. Other than that, it's really high entertainment value. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're getting this book. Drop a like and subscribe if you didn't yet. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.